Welcome, science fiction fans, to another installment of That Sci-Fi Guy. In celebration of my 5th episode, I've decided to try something a little different. Get ready for the first installment of 5 and 5. In a 5 and 5 episode, you'll get 10 entries, 5 of one category and 5 of another. For this first one, I've decided to go with the 5 best and the 5 worst killer robots. Now for this list, I've decided to set some rules. 1. Only one robot per franchise. 2. Cyborgs don't count. Only robots. 3. Artificial intelligence computers like HAL 9000, Red Queen, GLaDOS, or V'ger are also disqualified. And 4. The robot has to have actually killed something. Otherwise, it's just not a killer robot in my book. Let's start with the 5 best. Number 5. Megatron from the Transformers. There never was much death in the original cartoons, until the movie, where he gets one of the most brutal kills.
Such heroic nonsense.
Not to mention taking out Optimus Prime. I mean, come on, he's a giant robot seeking absolute power. And if you say that killing other robots doesn't count, then how about the new movie? We're like little bugs to him.
Disgusting.
That guy is dead. No question. And that was Michael Bay getting beamed there. So yeah, bonus points. Number 4. Santa Claus from Futurama. This guy is what you would get if you crossed Santa Claus, Jason Voorhees, and a blender.
I'm going to tear off your skin like wrapping paper and deck the halls with your guts.
Though the concept of an evil Santa is not new, there's nothing quite like taking a character or symbol that people associate with joy and happiness and twisting it into the stuff of nightmares. I know this was a comedy, so you can't take it too seriously, but it was pretty dark and a really awesome killer robot.
Santa Claus is gunning you down.
Number 3. Ed 209 from RoboCop. What can I say? Ed 209 is just one of the most badass killing machines to ever grace the silver screen.
Please put down your weapon. You have 20 seconds to comply.
The main reason he's only in the number 3 slot is that he does have some pretty major flaws. Okay, I guess I'll just be going then. Sorry, Ed. Even as badass as you are, you were beaten by a little girl.
1 second to comply. I am now authorized to be loyal as a puppy.
Number 2. The Sentinels.
Not be alarmed.
No, not those Sentinels. While they are huge and intimidating, I'm talking about the Squiddies.
Squiddy.
A sentinel. Killing machine designed for one thing.
Search and destroy.
The Matrix Sentinels. I don't know what it is about these guys. Maybe it's the tons of eyes, or the flowing tentacles, or the fluid way they move. But they're just really creepy. I had always imagined them being about 5 feet from end to end based on the first movie, but in the Animatrix we got to see a Sentinel in the same shot as a person, and it became clear just how big these things are. Their size, combined with their general creepiness factor, earns them the number 2 spot. And number 1, the Terminator. That's right, the Terminator. The original, the T-800. Those who know me personally probably saw this coming. Now, I'm sure there are some who might say, but that's a cyborg. I thought you said no cyborgs. Well, yes, some of the T-800s had living tissue like the Model 101, aka the Arnie. However, they weren't dependent on their living components. This is shown by the fact that there are plenty of T-800s walking around without skin when we see the future war. I love the Terminator. I was introduced to the franchise at a pretty young age, and it holds a special place in my heart. This is also part of the reason that I decided to only have one robot per franchise. Otherwise, I could fill this entire list, both good and bad, with robots from Terminator alone. Well, hope you enjoyed that, 'cause now it's time to look at some crappy robots. And remember, they did actually have to kill something. So I'm not going to count killer robots that failed, like the foot soldiers or the mousers. Yeah, thanks Ninja Turtles. Number 5, the ABC Warrior from the Judge Dredd movie. While this robot might have seemed kinda cool at first, it didn't really do a lot. Much like a lot of that Judge Dredd movie, it was far inferior to the comic versions. And it was defeated by Rob Schneider, earning it a lot of lane points, enough to push it into the number 5 slot. Number 4, Ruck from Star Trek the original series. Star Trek had a number of bad robots during its run, but I think that Ruck really takes the crap cake. I mean, this guy is just hard to take seriously.
Where are you?
Look at him! What is he wearing? It looks like Skeletor at Clown College. And of course, let's not forget this gem. Is Captain Kirk really about to fight that robot with a big stone penis? Really? It looks like something out of the Japanese Dick Festival. Number 3, Evil Bill and Ted from Bill and Ted's Bogus Journey.
Death to Bill and Ted!
Okay, while these robots did do some cool stuff, like that voice imitation trick that every killer robot seems to have,
I totally fooled those other Russes.
Yeah, they're completely brilliant. Not.
and this really cool scene where they reveal their robot faces, but they were just really stupid.
All right, upside down cake. Check this out. Let me try. You totally didn't see the fan.
While this was charming in the real Bill and Ted because we connect with them as characters and want them to succeed despite their handicap,
We gotta pass, otherwise there's no more band. Why? My dad's sending me to military school.
these guys were just irritating. They have got to be the most obnoxious killer robots I've ever seen. Number 2, the battle droids from the Star Wars prequels. Worthless. Totally worthless. Why did George Lucas think that these would be a good idea?
What you don't realize is that these guys really are not very efficient. You know, Jedi cut them down like they're butter, and they really are pretty useless.
What?
Yeah, pretty useless.
You even admit it yourself? And not only are they useless, they're annoying.
Roger, roger.
Horizon, that doesn't compute.
I just want to smack them anytime they show up. They're like an obnoxious pop-up ad. Hollywood, dumb villains aren't funny. They're just infuriating. Just because it's for kids doesn't make it okay. And the number 1 lamest killer robot? Johnny 5 from Short Circuit. Now I know some might question my choice and say things like, but that's not a killer robot. Sure, they were built by the military as war machines, but number 5 was cute and nice.
Number 5 is alive.
Well, those other robots never actually killed anything, now did they? And need I remind you of this heinous act of destruction?
Jump!
Oh, that's great, okay.
That's right, a grasshopper. Oh, he might have made it seem like an accident, but look in his eyes. Behind those eyes lies the mind of a killer.
Los locos kick your ass. Los locos kick your face. Los locos kick your balls into outer space.
That's it. That's my list of the 5 best and the 5 worst killer robots. Well, until next time, science fiction fans, here's your sci-fi clip. Here's your sci-fi clip of the day.
Data, you are fully functional, aren't you?
Of course, but
How fully?
in every way, of course. I am programmed in multiple techniques.